DraftKings Sportsbook is the best place to bet touchdowns. I have teamed up with DraftKings to bring you all your favorite ways to bet touchdowns as we start to wrap up this NFL season. New customers can turn $5 into $300 if your bet wins. Paid in bonus bets, the crown is yours. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app, use the code Sonnen, stay on the action, and use your bonus bets on DraftKings same-game parlays for a shot at an even bigger payout. Love the thrill of live betting? Bet live on star player props and in-progress games right as they happen. If sports betting is not yet available in your state, don't worry. You can still join in on all the fun with DraftKings Daily Fantasy Sports and have the shot to win cash prizes. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now. New customers use my promo code SONNEN and bet just $5 on any wager and get $300 in bonus bets if your bet wins. That's promo code SONNEN only at DraftKings Sportsbook. Sean O'Malley versus Song Yadong. What are they fighting for? What is that about? And I believe that there's an answer. I just believe I haven't been told the answer. I believe there's an answer, and a media member did not ask the answer. But I'm having a hard time answering it on my own. Is it a number one contendership? I mean, look, when I hear O'Malley talk, O'Malley will lay out a blueprint for you. I'm going through Dong. I'm going right back in there with Peter. I've beaten Peter. Peter wants that one back. I want to be world champion. Peter holds the world championship. I don't match up so well with Merab. Don't have to. Beat a guy that beat Merab. And by the way, we're going to do it on the White House. Adversely, all my chips are in. If I don't beat Dong and I don't beat whoever the next guy is, I'm out. I'm not even going to do the sport anymore. Okay, we've got a lot of information there. We've got why it matters, what we're doing, who we're doing it against, the repercussions. Why is Dong here? Why is Dong showed up? Is the same thing true for Dong? If Song Dong is to get a victory over O'Malley, does he draw into Petr Yan? And I just had this conversation with Mikey Bowen, head editor over at MMA Junkie. And Mikey was just saying, look, if you're a Merab fan, you're sweating right now. There's no reason to do Dong versus O'Malley unless it's a number one contenders match. Now, we haven't been told that, but there's no reason to do it. And maybe not even as strongly on O'Malley's side, even though O'Malley is the A side and he is the big star. It's maybe more clear that if Dong wins, Dong should be fighting for the belt. What else are you going to have him do? How many other guys does he have to beat in a row? I feel, and I got to guess because we haven't been given this information. I feel that when this fight was put together, it was put together based around a what if for Song. By example, I'm not convinced it's a number one contenders match, and for that definition, whoever wins becomes the number one contender. I think O'Malley with a victory and a trip on a microphone can change everybody's mind, but I think Song with a victory, bombs as usual on the microphone, still gets the title fight. Either way isn't relevant, or at least it wasn't Mikey's point. When Mikey Bowen made this point to me, his point was, can we agree that one of those guys is going to be next for Petr Yan? Because if we can agree on that, then we're really stuck with what do you do with Merab? And at the same time that Merab is floating out there, possibly the most dangerous guy, possibly the best guy, Nurmagomedov doesn't yet have an assignment. But the idea of putting Merab against Nurmagomedov, like you've got to pump the brakes on that too, because they already fought. They fought when it was for a world championship. So to think that they're going to go out and fight for less than a world championship could be done, but it's unusual. Typically, we would wait until one of them got the belt and we would still recognize the other one's the next best thing, and we would find them together in a championship rematch. But it doesn't have to be that way. But that would mean we're living in a time where Song is ahead of in the rankings, closer to the championship, is a number one contender, in a time when O'Malley exists and Nurmagomedov exists and hasn't been beaten, and Petr Yan exists, and he did not beat Petr Yan, and Merab Dvalishvili exists, and Song did not beat Dvalishvili. Like, there's ways to get through a bracket. I see it all the time. But we don't have a straight line bracket here. We grab the best available guy and we put him against the best available guy. Song has had a very hard path. If Song can get through O'Malley, Song deserves something. Is that to cut the line in front of Merab, who was just voted Fighter of the Year and had a record-setting title run in volume alone, how many times he went out and did title matches? I'm asking these questions. I don't have the answers to them, but I feel like I should. I feel like it's media week. I feel like Song Dong knows the game. He's got Uriah Faber and company right by him. Those guys know what to do and they know what to say. They know how to translate and build the story so that us, the audience, cares. And we're engaged. And right now we do care. We are engaged because O'Malley had let us know that it's going to be title or bust. High stakes. Whenever a guy says, if things don't go my way, I'm out of here. High stakes that he created and put himself in that environment. He will then cross his fingers and hope that his opponent does equal. That his opponent will come out with some type of a high stake, headline grabbing. And I'm not seeing that. And if your opponent doesn't do that and you go out and beat him, a lot of times you don't get the bounce off the opponent that you ordinarily would have. So I'm not convinced this is the number one contenders fight. I was a little surprised at the booking. I've asked you guys 3 times. I've asked you to leave me comments. This will be my 4th and final time. Why is Sean O'Malley fighting Song Yadong?